May, good name. Short and sonorous. He looked at me appraisingly. Like in a store when you choose a toy? Or stock item? And no one would have guessed that this is a father's look at his only daughter. Hello, I'm not allowed to give my real name at all. The contract is prohibited, but I'll tell you. To not forget who I am. Alexandra. The usual normal name for an ordinary girl from Colorado. A year ago, I lived in the suburbs and was very happy. Mom and Dad loved me, spoiled me, protected me from everything. But one night changed everything. At that moment, I realized that everything was a sham and that nothing can be changed. For now, please subscribe to the channel and click on the bell, and I will have the courage to tell you all the details. From childhood, my father always told me that I have a wonderful voice. There was a piano in the living room, and I often played music on it. Vocal and instrumental teachers came to me. I practiced almost every day. I liked it, but nothing more. But Dad always motivated and praised me. You must work hard, develop your talent. And I worked. I didn't want to disappoint Dad. I am his smart and beautiful girl. But my mother, she rarely left the bedroom in recent years. She was tormented by a migraine, then insomnia. But on those rare days when my mother still sat on the terrace with a glass of wine, I was very worried. After all, a couple of years ago, my mother was a very popular singer, and my dad produced it. All the walls in the house were covered with diplomas, awards, and photos of a happy and beautiful mother on stage. I read about her on the internet, since my mother herself never told me anything. And why her career ended so abruptly, I did not know. When I asked Dad about this, he only gently hugged me and said that Mom was tired. So she decided to take a break from the stage. One night, I woke up from a strange noise. It's like something has broken. I flew out of the room, went down to the first floor, and heard my mom arguing with my dad. I hate you! Do you hear? I hate you for ruining my life, Diego! But I won't let you do the same to her! I saw how Dad came close to Mom, grabbed her by the arms, and forced her to sit on the sofa. She began to sob. Dad handed her a glass of water and a handful of pills that magically appeared in his palm. He did not shout, did not swear, but whispered with restraint. You were just tired, Anthea. Drink. Everything will pass. Stop calling me that! I'm not Anthea! This is what you came up with! It's all lies! My mother yelled so much. I have never seen her like that. But then, Mom went limp, buried her nose in Dad's shoulder. He stubbornly handed her the pills. Mom drank them in one gulp. And after about 15 minutes, Dad picked her up, already half asleep, and carried her to the second floor. I pressed myself against the wall so that he would not notice me. This case was a turning point. I never saw my mother again. Dad said that Mom needed to rest, so she went to the boarding house to heal her nerves. From that day on, I began to study vocals even harder. Stage skills were needed. And there was very little time for school and homework. Dad transferred me to homeschooling, noting that soon I would not need it either. One evening, my father asked me to dress nicely and style my hair. He said he was expecting guests, and I had to make a good impression. The outfit itself, and it was a short leather dress with a corset, looked rather defiant. I realized this when I went downstairs, and everyone in the living room was silent. Dad was sitting on the couch, and next to him was another man in dark glasses. He looked like a rapper. Baggy clothes, a big chain around his neck. He whistled when he saw and nodded to Dad. Not bad, Diego. What can she do? Dad looked at me expressively, like, come on, show me what you have been studying all this time. I played the piano, sang, showed some dance moves, and even paraded a bit. I was terribly uncomfortable. That uncle with glasses was looking at me without looking up, but I didn't want to let my dad down either. After my performance, Dad nodded for me to leave. But crouching in the hallway, I heard Dad urge his friend. "She can. You will see. Give her a chance." And now I'm sitting in the office of that rapper. It turned out that he had his own studio, and Dad signed a contract with him for a year, and together they will promote me as a singer. From now on, I am no longer Alexa, but May, a sweet-voiced girl with a sad face. I didn't know how to react to this. On the other hand, to become popular, recognizable, every girl of my age dreams of this. But on the other hand, I had no choice. Dad decided everything for me, and now even Mom was not there to take my side. Endless rehearsals began. Learning a song for recording the first single. Choreography, several photo shoots. Dad paid in various editions of promotional articles about me. I was put on a strict diet to get leaner, plus sports. I got up very early and went to bed after midnight to do everything. Dad controlled my every move. And somehow he suddenly began to demand a lot from me, not really choosing words. He used to cheer me up, praise me, but now I was a complete non-entity on which he spends precious time. Maybe the other would have burst into tears, rebelled, or simply turned around and left. But I only clenched my teeth tighter and worked. The advertising worked. The first single was recorded, and it went well to the public. The song stayed at the top of the charts for 2 weeks, and my dad wanted more. He decided to record a few more songs in a month and go on a little tour with me. "We will choose small halls to fill them to capacity. A photographer will follow you on your heels, fixing your every step and posting everything on social media networks. Subscribers like to spy on the lives of famous people, and we will give them a chance." Dad's eyes were burning, and my head was cracking. I wanted to have a normal meal and sleep. I was like a robot that just followed other people's commands. The tour has begun. 5 cities, 5 concerts, and 5 sold out. The audience went crazy. I could hardly understand where I was and what was happening to me. Stage costumes were already hanging on me with a rag. I could hardly stop the trembling in my hands from constant hunger. But Dad didn't notice. He rejoiced and handed out interviews left and right. Before the final concert in New York, I felt really bad. I was nervous. It was the largest hall for 20,000 people. And I'm fucking tired. Plus, I caught a cold. I was shivering all night. The performance was scheduled for 7 o'clock. I had a dress rehearsal and had lemon tea in the dressing room to soothe my sore throat. There were 2 hours left before the concert. Dad ran in and said that a lot of people had gathered outside. "They're chanting your name, do you hear? This is a resounding success. I've already signed a contract for the next tour, May." And then I could not stand it. Nerves gone. "Dad, I can't. I'm very tired. I need some rest." My father boiled over and said contemptuously, "I wouldn't let you ruin everything. Stop whining. Get it together." But I couldn't calm down. The head began to spin, and I lost consciousness. I woke up from the fact that someone whispered over to me, "She needs to go to the hospital. She has a fever and several exhaustion." As if through a fog, I heard the cry of my father. He was outraged. "Give her something. Concert starts in 15 minutes. We won't cancel anything. Let it perform." "Dad, I have no strength. I'll fall right there on the stage." "Enough. You are already a grown girl, so it's time for you to find out the truth." And Dad told me that I'm not his daughter. When he met my mother, I was a few months old. And while my mother was building a career as a singer, I was raised by a nanny. And then my mother could not stand this crazy schedule and left the race. And he invested a lot of money on it and burned out. And now it's my turn to repay her debts. Now I'm in rehab. Diego gave me a month to recover. And then I have to get back to work. He has a contract. But I won't give up so easily. I spent a week here, calmed down a little. I talked to someone, and I hired a lawyer who will protect my interests. I'm ready to get back on stage, but on my own terms. I won't give up like a mother. I will fight for myself. Support me with a comment. And I think you will hear the continuation of this story soon.